Good. Bruins are winning 4-0, by the way.
Bruins plus 250.
Anyway, so said I'm Mike Connolly. I kind of new to stand-up. A lot of people say that your first time is performing stand-up. Kind of like your first time's having sex, but I don't like to talk about my days as an altar boy. People always laugh at that joke. They find it offensive, but I feel comfortable telling it because I was a priest for a while. Well, more like a night. Halloween. I want to be as scary as possible to children, but I couldn't be Michael Jackson because I'm too black. Speaking of which, Michael Jackson's passing was very sad, very tragic. But I think it's a pretty interesting distinction that he has, because we as Americans idolize him and will remember him as white, whereas he's actually black. I feel like he's the second guy that will remember that way. The other, of course, being Jesus. And if you don't believe Jesus was black, here's the way I see it. He was born under poor circumstances and he never met his biological father. And at the age of 12, he had formed a gang, the Apostles. At the age of 30, he was executed by an all-white jury under questionable circumstances. He was either black or from Texas, but I would never sully his name that way. I'm not sure, in actuality, that Jesus was black. I know he was poor, though. You see, because only poor people die for their principles. Because rich people don't die for principles. They die for principle. Like, I've read many a story about a rich guy murdering his wife, and when they ask him why he did it, he never says, well, we disagreed about racial tensions, racial relationships in the United States. It always more something like, she was going to divorce me, so I rented a boat. No, sorry. I told my dad all those jokes for breakfast the other day. He just said to me, son, I'll pray for you. And I said, Dad, that's silly. Jesus isn't up yet. Unless he has a court appearance or something. Consider that whole Catholic guilt complex to be the most Irish thing about me. Assuming you can tell I'm Irish because I'm difficult to see under white light. Consider that to be the most Irish thing about me. My friends say it's my alcoholism. My girlfriend says it's my 2-inch cock. I'm just kidding. I don't have a girlfriend. Dating's been rough for me. The last serious relationship I was in college, but there was this really big intellectual disconnect because the first test that I ever failed was the first that she ever passed. It was for HIV. It was the only positive thing in our relationship. I wish I could say that out of college things have gone better for me as far as dating's concerned, but they haven't. I realized this a couple months ago. I bought a box of 100 condoms and a gallon of hand lotion. I've never opened the condoms. I've replaced the hand lotion 4 times. I also no longer own any tube socks that I feel comfortable wearing. It's sad to say my roommates now have the same problem. I don't really look at that as a masturbation issue, though. For me, it's really more of an ADD issue. Because when I get up in the morning and I walk into the bathroom, I'm like, man, why the hell did I come in here? And then I realize I'm naked and I see the hand lotion. I'm like, masturbation, all right, let's go for it. 35 seconds later when I finish up, I'm like, what was I doing in here? And I forget. Until I put my socks back on. Oh, speaking of statutory rape. I know it's not a common opinion, but I'm a big fan. Because when I have sex with a 16-year-old girl, and I come after 35 seconds, she doesn't look at me like there's anything wrong. We, the younger generation, we've grown up in a different era from some of my older friends. I grew up in the pornography era, which really throws off your expectations. Because for me, for instance, I assume that every girl that I meet will let me have anal sex with her while I'm wearing a clown suit. And she assumes that I'll have a 9-inch shaved cock. So it's fair, because we both go home disappointed. I love pornography. I do. Though I don't get laid often. I've hit that point in my relationship with my porn, where when I go home and I go to masturbate, it just looks at me and says, we never talk anymore, and rolls over. Made the mistake of coming home early a couple weeks ago. I was having a rough day at work. I'm like, So go home, masturbate, pass out. I walk into my living room and I find my roommate masturbating in my chair to my favorite porn film. I'll never look at Debbie Does Dallas 5 the same way. Yeah. I've tried online dating. My friends give me a hard time about it. They say, Mike, online dating, it's not going to work for you. Nothing but fat or ugly girls on there. But I found a cure. I've stopped wearing my glasses. Yeah. I'll pick that up. I'm out of beer. It's tough. Very tough and very sad. In case you can't tell, I'm Irish. We like beer. I tell a lot of jokes people have a hard time with, but my day job is a car salesman, so these people like me for that. It's been a rough time recently. The economy's down. It's tough being a car salesman right now. I recently had my car repossessed, actually, and that's sad. What's worse is I have to go pick up my stuff in a couple days. How the hell am I going to explain the anal beads? I don't really relate to women very well. I think it's just the whole, just growing up Catholic. Oh, thank you. Growing up Catholic is weird. I grew up half Catholic, so I think I might end up okay. Because my mom was an atheist. That's really confusing though when you're a kid, because when we used to have meals, my dad would say things like, thank you very much, Jesus, for providing this wonderful food for us. But before he could finish, my mom would say, because Jesus was an awesome man, let's eat. And I was like, fuck. For the first 5 years of my life, I thought Jesus was a chef. Until I went to CCD for the first time. I followed the priest, started talking, serving a pancake breakfast. Said all the things my dad usually say. But I'm a fat kid, so I tuned into the pancakes. And they were really, really shitty. So I found the priest, and I said, where the fuck is Jesus? He's like, what did you say, son? And I said, where the fuck is Jesus? He serves shitty, shitty pancakes. That motherfucker should be crucified. Anyway, I'm Mike Conley. Thank you very much.